Anyways, let's start. All
Thank
right,
you, sir.
guys, no problem. So, I introduced to you in lecture number 2 these problems related to free body diagrams, where we are essentially interested in how some sort of a system, evolves based on the various forces that are acting on the system. Lecture number 3 mein, we did some problem solving. We applied those instructions to look at various kinds of problems, problems involving friction, problems without friction, problems with pulley systems, problems involving static equilibrium वगैरह वगैरह. कोई लिमिट नहीं है इन प्रॉब्लम्स का. देयर इज a huge number of problems, but I think you have got somewhat familiar with the idea of how to sort of deal with free body diagram related problems. आज मैं इसको थोड़ा सा और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड करना चाहता हूँ. ठीक है, लेट अस शिफ्ट गियर्स. हम जब गाड़ी स्टार्ट करते हैं न्यूट्रल में होता है सबसे पहले, फिर गियर 1, फिर गियर 2, फिर अगर रास्ता खाली है तो गियर 3, फिर रास्ता खाली है तो गियर 4. So that's what we are going to do today. We are going to add one more gear, and we will go one step ahead. So what gear am I going to add today? I am going to add non-inertial observers. ठीक है. Now usually क्या होता है कि I told you in the very beginning when I was discussing the various steps that we usually try to solve the problems in from the perspective of an inertial frame of reference, and because Newton's laws are only valid in an inertial frame of reference. And I gave you the statement, point number 4 in lecture number 2, that if, however, we had to make calculations from the perspective of a non-inertial frame of reference, the only thing we do is we add something called the fictitious or pseudo force to the Newton's equation of motion. That's it. And उसके बाद calculations same रहती है. ठीक है. So even though from a non-inertial observer's perspective, the Newton's second law does not get followed, but अगर हम उसको एक छोटी चीज से modify कर दें, we introduce a force term, even though we know that there is no real force, it is merely an illusion created by the acceleration of the reference frame. But if we merely add a force term, then it suddenly makes sense, and then we can follow everything else in an appropriate manner, assuming that keeping in mind that the moment I add the force term, everything will make sense from the perspective of how we have been doing problems. ठीक है. So we, even though ये जो chapter है non inertial frames of reference का, ये थोड़ा सा एक मैं बता देता हूँ divided है एक तरीके से, in the sense that the non inertial frames of reference handles 3 different topics. Non inertial frames, because there are essentially 3 distinct forces that arise whenever we look at different kinds of non-inertial frames of reference. Number one is a very general word, fictitious or pseudo forces. Although these words are used in an overlapping manner for all kinds of forces arising in a non-inertial frame of reference, but for the sake of classification of keeping it here only. Number one is fictitious or pseudo forces, which arise in a accelerating platform which is accelerating in a straight direction. दूसरा है centrifugal forces. Centrifugal forces arise in a rotating platform along a radial direction. And तीसरा है Coriolis forces. Coriolis forces arise in a rotating platform when some sort of a body is moving on the rotating platform. ठीक है. Now, we are not going to study centrifugal forces and Coriolis forces right now, because उसके लिए we need some basics of rotation. So when we study rotation, rotational dynamics खत्म होने के बाद I will come to these two topics, because by then we will have talked about angular velocity and angular momentum वगैरह वगैरह. So once we understand rotational motion basics, then we can easily study centrifugal forces and Coriolis forces. However, the topic of fictitious force or pseudo force, that is not a difficult topic, because we are only talking about platforms which are accelerating in a straight line. Okay. Arises in platforms accelerating in a straight line. ठीक है, जबकि इन दोनों का अलग है, they arises in rotating platforms. Rotating platforms. So we'll discuss rotating platforms after we study rotation. But fictitious forces we can study because we are looking at linear motion right now. Now इस चीज़ को समझने का बहुत सिंपल सा एक एग्जांपल है. एक लेट अस टेक अ वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल. मैंने आप लोगों को आई गेस फर्स्ट क्लास में एक दो बार बताया भी होगा. इमेजिन दैट यू आर ट्रैवलिंग इन अ मेट्रो. ठीक है, जस्ट एज अ कॉमन सेंसिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं हम लोग. ठीक है, जस्ट फ्रॉम योर डे टू डे सॉर्ट ऑफ अ experience of either traveling in a metro or traveling in a bus. All right, you know the metro is stationed at the platform, and what you do is metro is stationed at the platform, so you get up on the metro. Okay, you get up on the metro, so this is you get up on the metro and तुम इधर उधर देख रहे हो, खड़े हो मेट्रो के अंदर. ठीक है, I hope you can see this guy, and suddenly the metro accelerates forward suddenly, like without much preparation. You're not holding on to some nearby rod or nearby support system. Suddenly the metro accelerates forward. ठीक है, with some acceleration a dash. अब मुझे बताइए, from your experiential perspective, will you experience a force in a certain direction? Guess करके बताइए. Will you experience a force if the metro platform suddenly accelerates forwards? किस तरफ लगेगा आपके लिए, आपको force? Backward direction में लगेगा. So you will experience a backward force suddenly out of nowhere. आपको लगेगा अरे यार मुझे धक्का किसने दिया? You know who pushed me? You will experience some kind of a force in the backward direction. And if all the metro windows were closed and if nobody made any announcement, then you would feel like, "Arey, why did I suddenly experience a force in the backward direction?" The reason is that you are standing right now on a non-inertial platform which is accelerating forwards. Therefore, as a result of that, you are experiencing that phenomena of experience of sort of getting a force in the backward direction. Now, agar I take a reverse, if the metro is traveling, at a constant velocity, and suddenly the metro brakes, तो acceleration लगता है, but it is a retardation, not necessarily forward acceleration because it is decreasing. So अगर metro में brake दबा देता है driver, तो then also you will suddenly experience a force, but in the which direction बताइए?
Forward.
In the forward direction, in this particular direction. So when the metro is accelerating forward, you experience a force in the backward direction. And when the metro is decelerating forward, या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं accelerating in the backward direction, you experience a force in the forward direction. So one thing is very much clear, that the nature in which this sort of a non-inertial platform makes you experience a force is that if the platform is accelerating forward, you experience a force in the backward direction. And if the platform is accelerating backward, you experience a force in the forward direction. Now, of course, ये जो force है, इसी को हम बोलते हैं pseudo force or a fictitious force. This force is called a pseudo or a fictitious force. Why? Because it is not arising from any kind of a interaction according to the Newton's third law. It is merely arising as a consequence of the reference frame being non-inertial at that moment in time. If the metro comes to rest, वो force zero हो जाएगा. If the metro comes to a constant velocity, वो force zero हो जाएगा. Only during that short time period when the metro is accelerating forward or backward is when you experience a force either in the backward or in the forward directions respectively. So this is known as a fictitious or a pseudo force. Again, quite simply put, this is the fictitious or the pseudo force. So note, when we observe, यहाँ पे जो मैंने आदमी बनाया है, he is an observer, right? He is an observer. When we observe motion or any kind of a phenomena with respect to a non-inertial frame of reference, we need to apply or we need to modify the Newton's third law, second law. We need to modify the Newton's second law by adding a force term which is called fictitious force. In the opposite direction. Okay, imagine that this is a force diagram. Imagine that this is a force diagram. Okay, so imagine that if you have a force diagram, you add the force, the fictitious force, in the opposite direction, opposite to the accelerating platform. So if we are doing calculations with respect to an inertial observer, what is our equation of sort of force equation? F net is equal to ma, right? This is our force equation if we are doing calculations with respect to inertial observer. But if we are doing calculations with respect to a non-inertial observer, what is our equation? Our equation is quite simply put, F net is equal to ma. That is fine, but what we will do is we will add a fictitious force here plus fictitious force to the equation. That's it. If you understand this, then you can solve all kinds of problems. बाकी और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. Don't need to do anything else. Okay, you don't need to do anything else. You apply the Newton's second law as it is. You perform all the calculations as it is. You simply add this fictitious force to the equation of motion, where what is this fictitious force? This fictitious force basically is acting on the person which has a certain amount of mass m and acceleration a dash, which is basically the acceleration of the accelerating platform. So this is simply equal to minus m a dash. Okay, minus m a dash. So what is the fictitious force? Fictitious force is equal to the mass of the object जिसका motion हम study कर रहे हैं, and multiplied to the acceleration of the accelerating platform, but in the direction opposite to the accelerating platform that has been added to the Newton's second law. As simple as that. Okay, let me repeat it. What is the fictitious force? It is a mass of the object whose motion we are studying multiplied by the acceleration of the accelerating platform, but in the opposite direction, which is then added to the equation of motion. And then we can perform all the other calculations in a similar manner as the usual manner to get the answer. Okay, so this is equal to mass times acceleration of accelerating platform, accelerating frame of reference, minus negative direction में. ठीक है, clear है? So this is the most simplest way of sort of looking at mechanical systems from the perspective of a non-inertial observer's frame of reference and doing further calculations. तो आपको को दे दूं, उस प्रॉब्लम में आपको जैसा आप पहले करते थे वैसा ही fictitious force to the entire system and everything else will fall into place. ठीक है? And I'll give you a very simple example of this. This is a question from TIFR. Let me give you a question. This is a question from TIFR. TIFR 2018. ठीक है? Let me read you the question. This is a question of an inclined plane problem. हम लोगों ने inclined plane problem तो पहले पढ़ा हुआ है. We have studied the inclined plane problem. If you remember, lecture number 2 we have studied in detail the inclined plane problem. है ना? कहाँ गया? Yes, पूरा फ्रिक्शन के साथ सब कुछ हमने यहाँ पे डिस्कस करा था inclined plane प्रॉब्लम को. But now what they have done is, what TIFR has done is, they have put this inclined plane problem on an accelerating platform. So let's study. A small block B, okay? Small block B, this is B. A small block B of mass M is quickly placed on an inclined plane P, which makes an angle theta with a horizontal cart on which P is rigidly fixed. The coefficient of friction between the block B and the plane C is mu. ठीक है? Coefficient of friction भी है. मतलब this is not a non-friction problem. This is a friction-related problem. Coefficient of friction between the block B and the plane C is mu. When the cart stays stationary, the block slides down. ठीक है? Normal behavior है. If the cart is stationary, the block will slide down. The question is, if the cart C is moving horizontally direction, if the cart C is moving in the horizontal direction with an acceleration A, what is the minimum value of A for which the block will remain static? That's it. You have an inclined plane in which the block usually slides down. No problem. They are asking you, if this inclined plane is moving in the horizontal direction with an acceleration A, what should be this acceleration A so that the block will be static, that it will stop moving, not in the horizontal direction, but it will stop moving with respect to an observer in the accelerating platform. समझ लो? बताइए. Should I do it or should I start? मतलब should I wait or should I start?
One moment.
कर दूं? एक और सवाल दे दूंगा आपको सिमिलर.
Sir, wait, please.
Okay. So this is a problem of a free body diagram related problem, which includes non-accelerating which includes accelerating platform concept of pseudo forces. बहुत ही simple सवाल है. It can be simply done based on our calculations of the inclined plane problem. The only thing is that you have to add this new thing to the whole calculation, which is that the platform is accelerating in the horizontal direction. मैं आपको 2 मिनट दे देता हूँ. If you guys want to try, you can try it. All right, guys, let us see. Rakesh, your answer is not correct. कोई बात नहीं, don't worry about it. This is the first problem. So let us try to see how we can solve it. This is the usual problem. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is the usual problem of an inclined plane. The only thing is that we have to introduce the concept of pseudo forces here. So this is the inclined plane. Okay. All right. Our observer is here. When I am saying that the block will be static, I am saying with respect to this observer, the block will be static, not with respect to ground observer. Okay. And we have this mass here. This is our mass. And yeah, the platform is accelerating with an acceleration of a. All right. Pseudo forces को आप अभी थोड़ा साइड में रख दो. ठीक है. यहाँ पे it's an essentially a problem of an inclined plane problem. ठीक है. This is an inclined plane problem. So you need to first know how to solve the inclined plane problem, which I think you guys know. The second is that it also involves friction. So you need to be familiar with the concept of and the usage of friction. And last में you can include fictitious force. Okay, because you first need to know how to solve the problem of inclined plane problem, then you apply friction, then you include pseudo forces. Vivek and Kashan, your answer is correct. Yashwant also correct. Very good. All right, good. अच्छा चलिए अभी डिस्कस करते हैं. Can you tell me what is the most obvious force acting on this mass? B. Most obvious force acting on the mass B. बताइए, come on. What are the forces acting on the mass B? Let's do it together.
Gravity and pseudo force. Gravity and pseudo force.
ग्रेविटी पहले लिख लेते हैं, एक एक करके चलते हैं. सूडो फोर्स हम लास्ट में लगाएंगे. ठीक है. सबसे पहले लेट अस टॉक अबाउट ग्रेविटी. सो इफ आई हैव ग्रेविटी mg हियर. ठीक है. Now, of course, I already told you that if forces are not acting in the direction of the motion, it is acting, Bamdev also correct answer, it is acting in some inclined manner. It is very necessary for us to resolve them. So to resolve them, we have theta here. Okay. So I think by now you must be familiar that if this is theta, then this force is mg sine theta, and this force is mg cos theta. So gravity and the resolution of gravity along the inclined plane and perpendicular to the inclined plane. Now, what is the next force?
Friction.
Normal reaction. पहले तो normal reaction लिख लेते हैं. Yes, normal reaction always acts in a direction perpendicular to the surface. Therefore, normal reaction is in this manner. And of course, they are saying that there is friction between block B and C. So friction will always oppose motion. So if motion is happening in the direction of inclined plane, the friction is going to act in this manner. This is the simplest inclined plane problem. That's it. Okay? Inclined plane problem plus friction. Please understand, if anybody is having any doubt, I'm not trying to make it complicated. I'm only trying to make it easy for you. This is the free body diagram of an inclined plane problem that has friction on the surface. Now, what is happening here? This inclined plane is accelerating forward. This inclined plane is accelerating forward. थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बताया था. If the platform is accelerating forward, then the mass inside the platform, whose motion we are studying, will experience a force in the backward direction, which is equal to the mass times magnitude of the acceleration of the accelerating platform. Now, यहाँ पर, if the inclined plane is accelerating forward, what is the force experienced by the body B? And in which direction? बताइए.
MA towards right side.
MA horizontally in the right direction. Yes, correct. ठीक है, because a platform is moving in the horizontally left direction, the body itself will experience a force ma, mass of the body m, acceleration of the platform a, but in the horizontally right direction. So that means if I resolve this properly, इसको मैं blue color कर देता हूँ, blue नहीं कुछ और कर देता हूँ, purple कर देता हूँ. So this is another force that the body is experiencing, ma. This is a pseudo force, and this is what you have to be careful about. This is the addition, nothing else, nothing new. Okay, we have a force ma acting on the mass in the horizontally right direction, in the right hand side, to compensate for the accelerating platform in the left hand side. That's it. So the moment I introduce this force, what do I have to do? The moment I introduce this force, I simply have to resolve it in the various directions. ठीक है, अगर ये थीटा है तो ये भी थीटा है ना, तो इसको रिजॉल्व करूंगा तो क्या होगा, यहाँ पे एक और फोर्स आएगा, यहाँ पे एक और फोर्स आएगा एम ए साइन थीटा, और यहाँ पे एक और फोर्स आएगा एम ए कॉस थीटा. सो दिस इज योर फाइनल फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम फॉर दिस प्रॉब्लम. ये डायग्राम क्लियर है कि नहीं बताइए एवरीबडी. इज द डायग्राम क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
एवरीबडी इन द क्लास. किसी को इस डायग्राम में कोई इश्यू है तो बता सकते हैं. This is the modified diagram of the inclined plane problem with a sort of a pseudo force acting on the object. All right. Now, what is the question saying? The question is saying what should be the acceleration of the platform so that the block remains static. So basically they are saying that with respect to an internal observer, the block should not move at all. That's what they're saying. So if I say that the acceleration of the block in the inclined plane is a naught क्यों ले रहा हूँ? Because a is already being taken here. Otherwise I would take a, but because they have already taken a for the platform's acceleration, so I'm taking a naught. They are saying that a naught is supposed to be equal to 0. That's what they're saying. What is a so that a naught is equal to 0? That's the question. Okay, this is the non-inertial observer. Non-inertial observer. Okay, so now let us do the calculations as usual. जैसा हम करते हैं वैसे ही करेंगे. ठीक है, तो मुझे एक बात बताइए. If I look perpendicular to the inclined plane, is there any motion? No. So what is the balance of force tells us? It says that N is equal to mg cos theta plus ma sin theta. Yes, this is the equation perpendicular to the inclined plane. Prayog, your answer is correct. Okay, this is the equation perpendicular to the inclined plane. Again, किसी को नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो you can just stop me and ask. But along the inclined plane, if I want to do a calculation, so this is equation number 1. Along the inclined plane क्या होगा? F net, because usually motion is there, is equal to m a naught. A naught क्यों ले रहा हूं? Because this is supposed to be the acceleration of the moving object. But a naught is equal to what? 0. So this is 0. But what is F net? F net will come from this forces here. So this will be what? mg sin theta minus F minus ma cos theta. That's it. I hope you are following. इसको अगर हम थोड़ा और क्लियरली लिखें, एम जी साइन थीटा माइनस म्यू एन माइनस एम ए कॉस थीटा. एन तो हमको पता ही है क्या है, वी नो व्हाट एन इज. सो लेट्स जस्ट टेक पॉइंट नंबर 1 एंड सब्स्टिट्यूट हियर. देन वी शुड बी गेटिंग व्हाट एन इज. एम जी साइन थीटा माइनस mu mg cos theta minus mu ma sin theta minus ma cos theta is equal to 0. If I substitute the normal reaction, this is what I get. Okay, so let's just resolve it simply. We want to find out what is a find out करना है ना, तो let us bring a to one side. So a हमको find out करना है, a find out करना है. So mg sin theta minus mu mg cos theta is equal to mu ma sin theta plus ma cos theta. Of course, some things will cancel, so m will get cancelled, and so left hand side में आपका क्या होगा? Left hand side में आपका हो जाएगा, if I divide by sin cos theta everywhere, this is going to become g tan theta minus mu, yeah, tan theta minus mu, and if I divide by cos theta here, this is going to become mu a tan theta plus a. So a if I take common, tan theta plus 1 हो जाएगा, mu tan theta plus 1 common is a. So finally a is what we are interested in. A is equal to tan theta, a is equal to tan theta minus mu, tan theta minus mu g mu tan theta plus 1. That's it. I think this should be the answer. Tan theta minus mu times g divided by mu tan theta plus 1. That's it. That's the answer. Option number B. कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी हमें. We just followed the protocol. We just followed the instructions. The instructions that we have been doing in the last class, that is all we have done. The only difference is I introduced this new force as a result of the object being in an accelerating platform. Because the object is in an accelerating platform, I introduced this force, and then I followed these steps, resolve the forces in various directions, wrote down the force equation along the perpendicular direction, along the inclined plane direction, and from those force equations I came up with the answer. If you see, the mathematical calculations are not very lengthy. Okay, yeah, mathematical calculations can be done in a matter of 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. It's just that you need to know the concept of how to deal with problems of free body diagrams if non-accelerating platforms are involved. That's it. बताइए, is this clear to everybody in the class? सबको clear है या कोई doubt है?
In the question, what is the significance of the minimum value of A? What if it is what's not given?
If A is not minimum, तो ये this will start moving in the upward direction. अब imagine करो ना खुद ही. A के ऊपर अगर कोई लिमिट नहीं है, if I increase A, this is going to go upward.
Yes, sir.
So essentially A मतलब we are looking at the lower limit of A, जहाँ पे the object is going to come to rest. Otherwise the object will start moving in this direction. Okay, motion will be sort of reverse. All right, students in the class, बताइए, have you understood it? Is it clear? Give me a
Yes,
thumbs
sir.
up or a yes.
Yes,
आगे
sir.
बढ़े. किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है? Okay. Next question is also from TIFR. Exactly same type of question. ये आप सबको मुझे बताना है कि how are you going to solve this problem, okay? This is a problem of TIFR as well, and you have to solve it this time. If all of you can solve it, then I am not going to do it. If you have difficulty, only then I'm going to do it. All right. So this is a problem from TIFR 2019. So they are giving problems like 2018 में एक problem दिया, फिर 2019 में भी एक दे दिया. Let's see if you can see it. A particle of mass m is placed on an inclined plane, making an adjustable angle theta with the horizontal as shown in the figure. The coefficient of friction between the particle and the plane is mu. If the inclined plane is moving horizontally with an uniform acceleration, the value of theta for which the particle remains at rest is what? The value of theta for which the particle remains at rest is what? Are you understanding? पिछला क्वेश्चन थोड़ा अलग था. पिछला क्वेश्चन था what is the value of the acceleration of the platform so that the block remains at rest. ये था. अब क्वेश्चन थोड़ा अलग है. अब पूछा गया है what is the value of the angle theta in this accelerating platform so that the block or the mass on the inclined plane remains at rest. Take a few minutes, guys. There are 20 students in the class. I want answers from all of you. Take a few minutes. Take 3-4 minutes. Solve this question and give me the answer. Monzrul Hawk, your answer is correct. Yashwant, correct answer. Riyansh, correct answer. Kashan, correct answer. Kunal, correct answer. Very good. Yashwant and Rakesh, also correct answer. Very good. बाकी बच्चे भी करके बताओ. It is exactly the same as the previous problem. So just draw the force diagram. Write down all the forces as arrows in a diagram. वहां से try to come up with the force equation and वहां से easily you'll get the answer. No problem. Manik, correct answer. Anyone else, or should I start? स्टार्ट कर दूं? कैन आई स्टार्ट गाइस? मैं स्टार्ट कर देता हूं, and if you're doing it, continue doing it and cross check with me at a later stage. So this is the system that we have. We just need to figure out the forces and sort of draw a rough diagram of the forces. The obvious forces are gravity and resolving gravity along various directions. Along this direction it is mg sine theta. Along this direction it is mg cos theta. So habit हो जाना चाहिए कि कहाँ पे क्या होगा. और normal reaction, normal reaction कैसे बनाना? Perpendicular to the surface, friction is present, in the backward direction, and because the platform is accelerating in the forward direction horizontally, the pseudo force will act in which direction? बताइए. The
Direction.
left, right? In the left direction, horizontally left direction, exactly opposite direction, right? All right. So therefore, the pseudo force will act in this direction, and the force is m times a. Again, I will resolve it properly. So if I resolve it properly, इधर क्या होगा? ma sin theta, और इधर क्या होगा? ma cos theta. ठीक है? इधर. Okay, now we are done. ठीक है? So now perpendicular to inclined plane, यहीं पे हो जाएगा हमारा. So perpendicular to inclined plane, what is the force equation? That means in this direction, force equation, because forces are balanced, n is equal to mg cos theta plus ma sin theta. That's it. Equation number 1. ठीक है? Now along the inclined plane, perpendicular to the inclined plane. So along the inclined plane मतलब इस direction में. What is F net? F net is equal to m a naught. Let's suppose ये हमारा a naught है, which is supposed to be equal to 0 because the object is supposed to be at rest. So therefore this is supposed to be equal to 0. Or what is F net? mg sin theta minus friction minus ma cos theta is equal to 0. That can be simplified as mg sin theta mg cos theta minus mu ma sin theta minus ma cos theta is equal to 0. Now what is happening here? They are not asking us the acceleration of the platform. जैसा पिछले सवाल में पूछा था, they are asking us theta. So now we must do something regarding theta here. तो sin theta और cos theta को combine कर देते हैं. sin theta को combine करेंगे तो mg minus mu ma sin theta is equal to mu mg plus ma cos theta, और m g minus mu a is equal to m mu g प्लस a, क्या होगा यहाँ पे cot थीटा होगा ना, या इसको cot थीटा आंसर नहीं है तो यहाँ ही लिखते तो cos थीटा को मैं लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में लेके आऊँगा और sin थीटा cot tan थीटा हो जाएगा, tan theta, right? So therefore m and m gets cancelled, and finally we have tan theta is equal to mu g plus a upon g minus mu a. That's it. So tan inverse mu g plus a upon g minus mu a. So answer is option number B. That's it. Done. Mathematically, it was not very lengthy. I mean, in mechanics and in other subjects, there are a lot of mathematically laborious calculations. A lot of them. This is nothing. This is simple mathematical substitution. And just in a 5-6 line. So if you are familiar with just the concept of how to apply the pseudo forces in the free body diagram related problems, then the calculations are not really that difficult. You should get the answer of any kind of a problem if you get that kind of a question, no matter in which paper. ठीक है, प्रयोग का आंसर भी करेक्ट है. Everybody, is it clear? Have you understood this question?
Yes,
और बच्चों
sir.
ने जवाब नहीं दिया है. आई एम आस्किंग दोज गाइज. कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हो. So what is the significance of a less than g upon mu here? Mathematically speaking, denominator is and should be positive, but is there any physically intuitive reason? Of course, you see that you do not want to. You want it to be positive, right? You don't want this to go to zero. Physically intuitive वही है जो मैंने पहले बताया था. Acceleration अगर ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? The object will start moving upwards. That is the physically intuitive thing here. Please try to understand. ठीक है, जीरो तो ये वैसे ब्लो अप, ये वैसे कभी जीरो तो नहीं होगा, बिकॉज क्या होगा कि फ्रिक्शन भी जीरो हो जाएगा. तो हमने हियर वी हैव टेकन द कंडीशन ऑफ मैक्सिमम फ्रिक्शन, एफ इज इक्वल टू म्यू एन. सो मैक्सिमम फ्रिक्शन की कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई नहीं होगी, देयरफॉर दैट इज नॉट अ रियलिस्टिक सिनेरियो ऑफ गेटिंग जीरो, बट it still has to be greater, like a has to be less than g upon mu. Otherwise the reverse is where the object is moving upwards. That is also the condition that they have given in a different manner in the earlier problem. Okay. So if acceleration becomes more and more, then the object, instead of being at rest, will start moving upwards. All right. Is that clear? Monzurul, clear hai?
How did you know that the value of friction is mu n in this case? Because it's a self-adjusting force. No, its maximum value can be mu n, but the body can be equilibrium even when the friction is less than its maximum value.
See, the body is at rest because of two reasons, right? Body is at rest because of two reasons. Number one, because of MA. So it's a combination of this thing. Because of MA, right? So these two are the forces that is causing the body to be at rest. So body is at rest due to MA cos theta, and the body is at rest due to friction. Now you are correct. The friction is a self-adjusting force here. But if I do not, the problem with the friction is that if I don't really have a way of calculating friction if it is not maximum. Are you understanding?
True.
If friction is not maximum, I don't know how to calculate it. There is no procedure of calculating it. So we assume here that the contribution of these two forces is essentially F max plus MA cos theta. That is essentially the assumption here.
That is the assumption that we have to make, even though it is not given in the question. Otherwise, it's not possible to solve, right?
We have to make that assumption, yes.
Otherwise, we will have 3 unknowns and 2 equations, so we will not be able to solve.
सर इसमें मुझे लगता है एक बात और भी है कि मतलब हम इसे बोल सकते हैं म्यू एन, क्योंकि जैसे ही हम वो कंडीशन के लिए सोल्व कर रहे हैं उसके बाद वो एकदम मूव करना शुरू कर देगा.
Yeah, see, there are two challenges. Number one, if we take the other condition that we are not dealing with Fmax, then there is no possibility of actually solving this problem. Number one. Number two, if I increase the acceleration slowly, then it means that the body is already in motion. Okay? If I increase the acceleration slowly, the body is already in motion. So that means Fmax has already been achieved. So what we are doing is we are increasing this term slowly so that this becomes 0. In that process, I guess, but यहाँ पे acceleration तो constant है.
सर जब क्वेश्चन में बोला ही है कि मतलब म्यू है फ्रिक्शन, स्टैटिक डायनामिक की बात ही नहीं करी, तो मतलब दोनों में फिर वही मानेंगे म्यू स्टैटिक हो या डायनामिक हो, वरना मेंशन करता कि डायनामिक फ्रिक्शन ये है, स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन ये है, तो दोनों में ही म्यू मान के ही चलेंगे, तो उस हिसाब से ही सॉल्व करेंगे तो यही आएगा.
हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा अलग है. इसमें दे आर आस्किंग थीटा. सो बेसिकली वी आर नॉट इंक्रीजिंग ए, वी आर इंक्रीजिंग थीटा हियर. ठीक है. So we are basically increasing theta. So if the inclined plane is moving horizontally, what is the value of theta for which the particle will remain at rest? So I think in this case, automatically we will have to take the maximum value of friction, right? Because essentially, if you look at this equation, it is what? Mg sine theta is equal to Ma cos theta plus F max. Essentially, this is it. This is the balancing equation. This is the equation corresponding to the equilibrium forces. So if you keep on increasing theta, a point is going to come when F max is also, see, we are looking at the maximum value of theta here, right? We are looking at the maximum value of theta. So if we are looking at the maximum value of theta, so I think it is kind of obvious that here we will have to take F max also. So to balance mg sine theta, we will need F max here. We will need mu n here. Otherwise, if this is less, then that object is anyways not in motion. So हम कम थीटा की बात अगर करेंगे, so अगर हम कम थीटा की बात करेंगे, if the object is here, there is anyways no motion. If the object is here, there is anyways no motion. So there is a large number of values of theta for which there is no motion. That means the particle is at rest. But we are interested in that particular value of theta, which is the limiting case in this case. So the limiting case can be obtained only by applying the maximum value of friction. Right. I think there is no other possibility around it. Limiting case, though.
One question, if you are saying that if we take less value of theta from that which is given, so it will not move.
It's a little, it will move in the upward direction. I think that is the challenge.
Yes, it will move upward. It will not be in rest, I think. There is no. That for the given theta.
Yeah, that means the A is already given. So it will be moving in the upward direction. So that means you keep on increasing theta so that you want the limiting case of where there is motion is static. So beyond that, the motion will have some acceleration downward. And I think the only way to solve it is by taking F max. Otherwise, there is no way of taking F max. Because क्या होता ना, there is a switching will take place. Initially, F max will be applicable in the inverse direction. अगर हम, if we look at large, if we look at when object is moving upward, the free body diagram is slightly different. Right? Because if we look at the limiting case where the object is just about to slide to the downward direction, there the friction is applicable in the upward direction, which is what we have made the diagram here. So yeah, I think मैंने जो आपको बताया that would only make sense for the previous problem, not this current problem. In this current problem, as we keep on decreasing theta, the object will move in the backward direction. So, but वहां पे ये कंडीशन आ जाता है. ओके, नाउ आई एम एबल. वहां पे ये कंडीशन आ जाएगा. सॉरी, वहां पे ये कंडीशन आ जाएगा. So as to prevent that from happening. Yep. So this is where they sort of gave you this idea of moving with a uniform acceleration, which is less than g upon mu, because if it is equal to g upon mu, I think that would lead to the scenario where object could move in the upward direction. तो जैसे जैसे थीटा कम होगा ना, हमको ए भी कम करना पड़ेगा अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस इक्वेशन to make sure that the block remains at rest. So you keep on increasing theta, you keep on making sure that A is also below a particular level so that the block is at rest. I think that is what it sort of signifies to prevent that from happening. I think so in these kinds of problems, we deal with only critical scenarios. That's why we consider critical or limiting cases. See, whenever we are dealing with problems with friction, it is kind of obvious that we are only dealing with the maximum value of friction, which is mu n. Okay, we are not dealing with sort of scenarios in which the applied force is also increasing and the friction is also increasing. So we are only dealing with those scenarios in which the friction has reached maximum value, because then only we are able to perform this calculation. चलो एक और सवाल करते हैं. Let's do one more question. Sliding block problem में एक और दे दूंगा. Okay, this is one more problem. A practice problem for you. Okay, this is like a trolley of mass 8 kgs is standing on a frictionless surface inside which an object of mass 2 kg is suspended. A constant force F is acting on the trolley, as a result of which the string stood at an angle 37 degree from the vertical. Then what is going to happen? देखिए क्या होगा कि if I look at this sort of a metro case where the metro is oscillating forward, if instead of a man, the metro ceiling has a pendulum to it, which is originally at rest, so the moment the metro starts accelerating forward, pendulum will shift a particular angle because of the force involved. है ना? That is what's happening here. यहाँ पे भी exactly वही चीज हो रहा है. तो एक ट्रॉली है, ट्रॉली के अंदर there is a object which is suspended. It's not oscillating. यहाँ पे oscillations नहीं हो रहा. It is in equilibrium. But the moment a force is applied on the trolley starts accelerating, as a result of which the suspended object starts getting inclined at an angle of 37 degrees. Now this is an MSQ question. MSQ का मतलब होता है you can have multiple options which are correct. So acceleration of the trolley is this much, force applied is this much, force applied is this much, and tension in the string is this much. बताइए, which is the correct answer? Three minutes, give me your answers. Take a hint. Tan 37 degrees is equal to 0.75. And cos 37 degrees is equal to 0.8. MSQ, you have to give me both the correct options involved. Because of the force, the trolley will of course accelerate in the forward direction with some acceleration A. What is that acceleration A? What is the force applied F? If there is a tension in the string T, what is the tension T? You have to find all these things. This is a very simple problem of static equilibrium in a non-inertial frame of reference. Kashan, your answer is not correct. Rakesh, correct answer. Bamdev, correct answer. All right. What about the others? We have done questions like on static equilibrium. This is a static equilibrium on a accelerating platform. This is a problem of static equilibrium. Plus pseudo forces. Try, guys. Just do it as a usual static equilibrium problem. Include pseudo forces in the balancing of forces. That's all. और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. Kashan, your option is correct, but the thing is, in MSQ you have to give all the correct options. So if there are 3 correct options, you have to name all 3. If you miss even one, it is considered an incorrect answer. So in that sense, it is not correct. Vivek, not correct. Rahul, correct answer. Shall I start? Yeah, Shwant, again, same thing. You have to give me all the correct options. Only then it will be considered to be correct. Start kare? All right. So in the previous problem, it was an inclined plane problem plus pseudo forces. This is a problem of a equilibrium, static equilibrium plus pseudo forces. So you have a pendulum which is not oscillating. It is just hanging down. It is at equilibrium in a trolley which is accelerating forward. So the pendulum will experience a force in which direction? Pendulum will experience a force in which direction, guys? बताइए.
Sir, towards the left.
Towards the left. So it will experience a force ma in this direction. Okay. Apart from this, it also experiences forces of mg. Now, because the pendulum is hanging from the string, it also experiences tension. Since it experiences tension, it experiences the force of sorry, force of t cos theta in the vertically upward direction and t sin theta in the horizontally right direction. That's it. Are there any other forces involved here except for the external force? Are there any other forces in the pendulum, non-oscillating pendulum? No. These are all the forces. So if these are all the forces, I think now it kind of makes sense. If you look at it from the perspective of equilibrium, Kunal, your answer is not correct. Vivek, correct answer, yeah. So now, static equilibrium. So balancing of forces. So what is in the vertical direction? In the vertical direction, what is the balancing of forces say? It says that T cos theta is equal to mg, right? T cos theta is equal to mg, vertical direction. That's it. और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Horizontal direction. Horizontal direction में what is the balancing of forces? You have T sin theta is equal to ma. Okay, so now if I do T sin theta upon T cos theta, this is equal to ma upon mg. So m and m gets cancelled, tt gets cancelled, and we are left with tan theta. So tan 37 degrees is equal to a upon g को हम 10 मान लेते हैं. So this is equal to a is equal to 0.75. A is equal to 0.75 times 10. So this is equal to 7.5 meter per second square. So the acceleration of the platform is कितना है 40/3. 40/3 इतना ही है क्या? नहीं है ना, it's incorrect. Option number A is incorrect. Okay, so the acceleration of the platform is this much. Okay, now let us find out the other thing. Let's suppose I want to find out tension. What is tension? Tension is equal to T cos theta is equal to mg, right? T cos 37 degrees is equal to mg. M is equal to 2 kilos, g is equal to 10. So therefore T is equal to 20 divided by cos 37 I have given you as 0.8. So this comes out to be around 25 newtons. So tension is 25 newtons. Correct है, tension 25 newton है, ठीक है? So yeah, tension is 25 newtons. Now finally we want to find out the force. How can we calculate the force, guys? बताइए, how can we calculate the force? Anybody? F कैसे calculate कर सकते हैं?
टोटल मास इनटू एक्सीलरेशन.
Total mass का मतलब है mass of
kg.
the trolley and the mass of the point mass.
Yes sir.
So you are saying F is equal to capital M plus small ma. This is what you're saying, right?
Yes sir.
So it's a good thing. Is correct. Some of the students may think of this as MA. MA नहीं है यहाँ पे. It's not MA. Why is it not MA? Because the force is acting on the whole system. The whole system is experiencing this external force. तो ट्रॉली का मास भी इसमें इंक्लूड हो जाएगा. ओके. आकर्ष सर, नॉर्मल रिएक्शन फोर्स नहीं लगेगा? आकर्ष, इफ यू रिमेंबर फ्रॉम आवर सेकेंड लेक्चर when I was talking about contact forces, I was saying that if an object is on a surface, then you have normal reaction. If an object is hanging from a ceiling with a string, there you have tension. Tension is also a contact force when an object is hanging from a ceiling using a string. But if the object is resting on a surface, then only you have normal reaction. Okay. All right. So last में force निकाल देंगे. तो capital M is 8 plus 2 times A is equal to 7.5. So 10 into 7.5 is 75 newtons. That's it. So 75 newtons is the correct answer. This is incorrect. So correct options are C and D. This is it. C and D. These are the correct options. Clear है? बताइए. I have done a question related to static equilibrium plus pseudo forces. I have also done a question related to inclined plane problem plus pseudo forces. Clear है ये question? Everybody?
Yes sir.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand that this external force is acting on the entire object, like the trolley and the mass suspended. But sir, I can't understand, like, I mean कि जो टेंशन है वो उसको खींच रहा है ना, मास को, ना कि एक्सटर्नल फोर्स. मास तो बस पीछे छूट रहा है.
If you look at it from the perspective of an outside observer, you are correct. And right now that is what you are doing. But मैंने तो यहाँ पे एक internal observer बनाया ना. समझ रहे हो? Please understand. मैंने starting में लिखा था यहाँ पे. We have two distinct important things here. With respect to an inertial observer, आपका analysis अलग होगा. And with respect to a non-inertial observer, आपका analysis अलग होगा. तो इवन दो मैकेनिक्स में हम ऑब्जर्वर्स के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन जहाँ पे इनर्शियल या नॉन इनर्शियल ऑब्जर्वर की बात होती है तो थोड़ा सा हमें सोचना पड़ता है कि हम मोशन को किसके पर्सपेक्टिव से स्टडी कर रहे हैं. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? अगर मैं अर्थ में खड़ा हूं तो मेरे लिए सन मेरे अराउंड घूम रही है. अगर मैं सन पे खड़ा हूंगा तो मेरे लिए अर्थ घूम रही होगी. तो the observation is very much dependent on the observer. So what you are saying right now about the tension, कि tension उसको खींच रही है, that is the analysis with respect to the ground observer. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
But I am not doing the analysis with respect to the ground observer. I am doing the analysis with respect to an observer on the trolley. With respect to that, tension object को खींच नहीं रही है. Tension is simply balancing the weight. With respect to the observer on the trolley, there is this MA and there is the T sin theta which is balancing the object. तो थोड़ा analysis थोड़ा अलग हो गया. That's it. Are you seeing the difference?
Yes.
The analysis is different with respect to different observers. So with respect to the ground observer, the analysis is different. And with respect to the observer inside the trolley, who is a non-inertial observer, the analysis is different. With respect to the ground observer, ceiling जो है खींच रहा है ऑब्जेक्ट को, टेंशन जो है खींच रहा है ऑब्जेक्ट को, और ऑब्जेक्ट का इनर्शिया उसको पीछे की साइड लेके जाता है. That is the analysis with respect to the ground observer. But the analysis with respect to the inside observer is completely different. वहां पे he experiences a force in the left hand side direction. इसलिए मैंने lecture start ही इसी से किया था. That you tell from your own experience that if you are inside an accelerating platform, what do you experience? You experience that there is a force acting on you in the backward direction. So the mass experiences this force with respect to this observer. तो इसीलिए जब आप कैलकुलेशंस करेंगे तो कीप इन माइंड कि आप किसके रेस्पेक्ट में कर रहे हैं. अगर आप इनर्शियल के रेस्पेक्ट में कर रहे हैं तो दैट माइट आल्सो गिव यू एन आंसर. नॉन इनर्शियल के रेस्पेक्ट में भी यू कैन गेट एन आंसर.
Sir, understood.
ओके. डू यू गाइस वांट टू डू अ हार्ड प्रॉब्लम? थोड़ा सा हार्ड प्रॉब्लम.
यस सर.
थोड़ा हार्ड है लेकिन ठीक है, तो
हाँ
आपको थोड़ा
ठीक है
सा
सर.
मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. सर, इफ यू वांट टू सॉल्व इट फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ ग्राउंड ऑब्जर्वर, व्हाट चेंजेस वी हैव टू मेक? प्लीज शो क्रूडली. ग्राउंड ऑब्जर्वर के रेस्पेक्ट में मैं क्या ही कर सकता हूँ. ग्राउंड ऑब्जर्वर के रेस्पेक्ट में आई विल सिंपली से दिस. ग्राउंड ऑब्जर्वर के रेस्पेक्ट में आई विल से दैट टी साइन थीटा, सो आई विल से दैट एफ नेट इज इक्वल टू एम ए. ठीक है. So if f net is equal to ma, so t sin theta is equal to ma. That's it. Which is basically the same as the analysis here also. है कि नहीं? With respect to the ground observer, this is correct. Yes or no?
Understood.
हाँ, तो सेम ही इक्वेशन होगा अल्टीमेटली, मैथमेटिकली स्पीकिंग. एनालिसिस थोड़ा अलग होता है बट मैथमेटिकली एक ही इक्वेशन होगा. ऑलराइट, थोड़ा सा हार्ड प्रॉब्लम मैं आप लोगों को देता हूँ. लेट्स सी इफ यू गाइस कैन सॉल्व और नॉट. ये जो क्वेश्चन है, दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन दैट यू माइट गेट इन एन एग्जाम लाइक जेस्ट और समथिंग. Just give me a second. All right, this is an interesting problem. पहले इसको समझते हैं, ठीक है? Understanding is the key to actually solving. So let us try to understand. So what is happening is that you have this sort of a disc-like platform. ठीक है? You have a disc-like platform. So a disc is kept on a horizontal plane with its plane parallel to the horizontal plane. ठीक है? मतलब gravity is basically coming out of the screen. ठीक है? Gravity is not vertically down here, gravity is coming out of the screen. A groove is made in the disk. ग्रूव समझते हो ना, ये अगर आपका डिस्क है तो मैंने यहाँ पे कट कर दिया है, एक ग्रूव बना दिया है यहाँ पे, ठीक है. आई मेड ए ग्रूव हियर. दिस इज व्हाट्स हैपनिंग. A groove is made in the disk, like a kind of a capsule kind of a surface. A groove is made in the disk as shown. The coefficient of the friction between the mass m, तो इस groove के अंदर एक mass है. Here there is a mass. Okay, there is a mass here. Okay, the mass can slide back and forth inside the groove. The coefficient of friction between the mass inside the groove and the surface is 2.5, 2/5, and sin theta is 3/5. ठीक है. तो ये जो डिस्क है, इट इज एक्सेलरेटिंग इन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड डायरेक्शन एट एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ 25 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, और ये जो ग्रूव की डायरेक्शन है और एक्सेलरेशन की डायरेक्शन है, दैट हैज एन एंगल ऑफ थीटा सच दैट sin theta is equal to 3/5. फाइंड द एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ द मास विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस ऑफ द डिस्क इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी. समझ रहे हो क्या हो रहा है? देयर इज अ डिस्क, डिस्क के अंदर मैंने एक ग्रूव बना दिया, लाइक अ छोटा सा टनल टाइप, and the mass can slide on that groove, but now the disk is moving forward with an acceleration a, so this mass will start sliding backwards. Yes or no? Mass will start sliding, hai ki nahi? So what is the acceleration of that mass with respect to the disk? Question समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं बताइए? Are you guys understanding the question?
No, sir.
Sir, please repeat the question.
Imagine that you have a disk. ठीक है, ये डिस्क है. डिस्क के अंदर मैंने एक छोटा सा कैप्सूल की तरह ग्रूव बना दिया, मतलब एक टनल टाइप बना दिया. ये चीज समझ में आ रहा है? ये डायग्राम, ये डायग्राम समझ में आ रहा है? बताइए.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो अगर किसी एक पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन में ये जो डिस्क है वो एक्सेलरेट करेगा, तो डिस्क के अंदर मास भी तो स्लाइड करेगा, करेगा कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
वही
sir.
हो रहा है, वही हो रहा है. दिस इज द साइड व्यू, दिस इज द टॉप व्यू. ये टॉप व्यू है आपका, दिस इज द टॉप व्यू. फ्रॉम द टॉप व्यू द डिस्क इज एक्सेलरेटिंग इन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड डायरेक्शन, and the mass which is able to slide back and forth inside the groove will of course go in this direction. It's kind of obvious, but what is the acceleration of the mass in the disk? विजुअलाइज करो थोड़ा सा. डिस्क है, डिस्क के अंदर छोटा सा एक टनल है, छोटा सा एक sort of a valley type region है जहां पे mass can slide back and forth. If the disk is on a table and accelerating, so then small mass will also accelerate inside the disk. What is the acceleration of the mass inside the disk?
Understood.
Yes. Everybody, please try this question. थोड़ा सा आपका ब्रेन का एक्सरसाइज हो जाएगा. ट्राई इट. होता है नहीं होता कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं, नहीं होता नो प्रॉब्लम, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, बट एटलीस्ट ट्राई इट, गिव इट अ शॉट. कि what should be the answer here? Try to solve it and follow the protocol. What is the protocol? Draw a proper force diagram. Look at all the forces involved. Include the fictitious force due to the accelerating platform, and then do the calculation as usual. You should get the answer. What is the answer? The answer is the acceleration of the mass with respect to a non-inertial observer on the disk. That is what they are asking. ये पूछा है आपसे. ट्राई कीजिए. देखिए मैकेनिक्स में क्या है ना, प्रैक्टिसिंग प्रॉब्लम इज अ एसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ लर्निंग मैकेनिक्स. कॉन्सेप्ट्स, most concepts are very easy to understand. Mechanics is not like other subjects. In other subjects, concepts are a little bit difficult. You need to spend some time in the concepts. But in mechanics, the concepts are something that you have been studying over and over and over again for a long time. जब भी नया concept होगा वो मैं आपको बता ही दूंगा. But the practice is also a part of the learning. So if you practice these questions, if you practice them during the class, after the class, that will help you get some exposure about the nature of questions, That will help you gain some sort of an understanding of how to approach various questions. So इंक्लाइन प्लेन प्रॉब्लम हमने करा, स्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम प्रॉब्लम हमने करा. ये थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, बट कोई बात नहीं. जस्ट ड्रॉ अ फोर्स डायग्राम. Include the pseudo force in that force diagram, and then look at the balancing of the forces in the perpendicular direction, net force in the inclined direction, and उन equations में से try to come up with the acceleration of the mass with respect to the frame of reference. There is no gravity in this problem. इस प्रॉब्लम में कोई ग्रेविटी नहीं है.
सर 14 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर.
Write it in the chat. Calculations are not very difficult, but visualizing the problem and doing the sort of conceptualizing everything might need some effort. जिनका acceleration आ चुका है in the absence of gravity, try to find the acceleration in the presence next. Presence में आप try to find out करो, ठीक है. Absence में अगर आपने find out कर लिया है, now try to find out अगर gravity present होता तो आंसर में कैसे changes होते. Monzurul, your answer is correct. Bamdev, Rakesh, Kashan, correct answer. Vivek also correct answer.
Sir, the picture you have drawn here, it is the top view, right? So I am seeing the disk from the top.
Yeah, it is the top view. The eye is basically to look at the groove. Look at it. It's the top view, yeah. It's a
Means
top view. हाँ मैं लिख देता हूँ.
the disk is lied down on the surface of the table or something else.
Yeah,
like-
but क्योंकि gravity नहीं है तो it doesn't really make much of a difference. हाँ, gravity include कर देंगे तो थोड़ा वो आपको सोचना पड़ेगा.
Okay.
Side view अब मैं यहाँ बना देता हूँ. This is a side view. तो ये आपका यहाँ पे मास है. Right, there is a mass here. This is the mass. I need to look at all the forces involved. Start करें? Guys बताइए, can we start? Kunal, your answer is for the which option? Presence of gravity or absence? Absence के लिए it is not correct. Rakesh, with gravity your answer is correct. Very good. Rahul, correct answer. थर्मल की रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ लेक्चर ठीक है, मैं अभी शेयर कर देता हूँ क्लास के बाद, ठीक है. राहुल, प्रेजेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी में इट इज़ नॉट करेक्ट. मैं क्लास के बाद शेयर कर दूंगा थर्मल का रिकॉर्डिंग जो भी. ऑलराइट गाइस, लेट अस स्टार्ट. स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, काफी टाइम हो गया, 10 मिनट से ज्यादा हो गया। ठीक है, एब्सेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी वी आर कंसिडरिंग फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल। ऑलराइट, इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी, कम ऑन बताइए, व्हाट आर द फोर्सेस इन्वॉल्व्ड? बामदेव, योर आंसर इज करेक्ट फॉर presence of gravity. Yes, very good. In the absence of gravity, what are the forces experienced by this mass? Come on,
Only
come on.
pseudo force and normal force. Only pseudo force, normal force and friction force.
Pseudo force, normal force and friction force. एक एक करके इसको लिखते हैं. So pseudo force is going to act in a direction opposite to the accelerating platform. So इसका direction होगा ये MA. ठीक है, इसका डायरेक्शन होगा ये MA. Alright. Now, because of the pseudo force, you are going to have some kind of a resolved sort of component of the pseudo force in this particular direction. So one component will be in the perpendicular direction. तो ये थीटा है, और one component will be in this particular direction. So थीटा ये है, तो ये थीटा है, तो ये भी थीटा होगा, तो ये हो जाएगा MA cos थीटा, ये हो जाएगा MA cos थीटा, एंड ये हो जाएगा MA sin थीटा. प्लीज नहीं समझ में आता तो मुझे बताया करो, ठीक है? Right now I'm only looking at the pseudo force. By definition, we know that if the platform is accelerating in the left hand side direction, the object will experience a pseudo force in the right hand side direction. Now, because the object can only slide in the groove, therefore I am resolving the forces along the groove and perpendicular to the groove. Okay, that is my axis. That is my x and y axis. Okay, caution correct hai. Very good. Now in the absence of gravity, there is going to be no friction in the ground. Ground में कोई friction नहीं होगा क्योंकि gravity है ही नहीं. But there is going to be friction on this surface, है ना? तो there is going to be a friction on this surface. Normal reaction किधर लगेगा बताइए? In the absence of gravity, normal reaction किधर लगेगा? Guys?
On the left side.
So top view में normal reaction will act in this particular manner. Normal reaction in the absence of gravity. Side view में normal reaction will act in this particular manner. In this side, left hand side में. ये बताइए, everybody is understanding or not? ये बताइए मुझे. Because gravity है नहीं, there is no mg here. So here the body is in contact with two surfaces. This is one surface and this is one surface. Now contact किधर होगा? जब body को एक force इधर लग रहा है तो contact इधर होगा ना? Contact अगर इधर होगा तो normal reaction opposite direction में होगा. तो NA की direction ये हो गई. अगर NA की direction ये हो गई तो friction क्या होगा? Friction will of course be opposing the motion. This is friction in the absence of gravity. ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है. So this is the result of friction in the absence of gravity. Is both these two diagrams clear? Everybody, come on, बताइए. Are both the two diagrams clear? Everybody? Rahul, it is not correct. If there's anybody who is not able to understand, please tell me. Left hand side is the top view, right hand side is the side view. The only force in the top view is the pseudo force, and because of the pseudo force, the object is touching the side of the groove, the side wall. And because it is touching the side wall, the friction is arising from the side surface, not the bottom surface. Gravity है नहीं तो bottom surface में कोई friction नहीं है. Only the side surface की वजह से there is a friction. Therefore, normal reaction is in the left hand side direction in the side view. ठीक है? And friction is of course in the backward direction with respect to motion. If motion is happening in this direction, friction will of course be in the backward direction. So now we are ready to do our calculations. Okay. So if I say that it is kind of clear that if we look at it perpendicular to the groove, what is the balancing of forces say? The balancing of forces tell us that NA is equal to MA sin theta. Perpendicular to groove, yes or no? balancing of the forces perpendicular to the groove. Okay, and along the groove matlab inclined plane here, along the groove we have a net force. नेट फोर्स की वजह से क्या होगा हमारे पास? नेट फोर्स की वजह से वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ एक्सेलरेशन. इसको मैं ए नॉट बोल देता हूं, ये ए डैश जो भी आप बोलना चाहो, ए नॉट बोल देता हूं. तो एफ नेट इज इक्वल टू एम ए नॉट. बट व्हाट इज एफ नेट? एफ नेट इज इक्वल टू एम ए कॉस थीटा माइनस फ्रिक्शन ड्यू टू एब्सेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी इज इक्वल टू एम ए नॉट, विच इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? एम ए कॉस थीटा माइनस म्यू एन ए इज इक्वल टू एम ए नॉट. ओके, अब एन ए तो हमने यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट कर लिया है, सो आई कैन सब्स्टिट्यूट इट डायरेक्टली हियर टू गेट द आंसर. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू एम ए कॉस थीटा माइनस म्यू एम ए साइन थीटा is equal to m a naught. M gets cancelled and here we can do the calculations to find out various quantities. So यहाँ पे क्या दिया गया था? We were given sin theta is equal to 3 by 5. So what is cos theta? Cos theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta square root. So this is equal to 1 minus 9 upon 25. Which is equal to 25 minus 9 16 का रूट स्क्वायर रूट 4 upon 5. ठीक है, तो sin theta is 3 by 5, cos theta is 4 upon 5. So therefore this is equal to, we want to find acceleration. So acceleration cos theta is equal to 4 upon 5 minus mu is equal to how much? Mu is equal to 2 by 5 times sin theta is equal to 3 by 5. Is equal to a naught. A is how much? A is equal to 25 meter per second, or a naught is equal to 25 times 4 by 5 minus 6 upon 25. So this is equal to 25 times 25. So this is 5 into 4 20 minus 6. So this is equal to 20 minus 6 is 14 meter per second square. That's it, done. This is the acceleration of the object in the absence of gravity in the groove. ठीक है, calculations बस इतना ही था. Once you are able to understand what is happening in the problem, and if you are able to replicate that in a proper force diagram, your challenge is completed. Calculations are very easy. ठीक है, presence of gravity, Monzi rule is not correct. अब मुझे बताइए guys, in the presence of gravity what is going to happen? If I include presence of gravity, what is going to happen? In the presence of gravity, there will be a downward force here, mg. तो डाउनवर्ड फोर्स होगा, तो देयर इज गोइंग टू ए नॉर्मल रिएक्शन, एनजी बोल देता हूं. नॉर्मल रिएक्शन की वजह से इधर फ्रिक्शन लगेगा, एफजी बोल देता हूं, विच इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू एक्ट इन द बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन, एफजी. ये बताइए, इज दिस क्लियर और नॉट? इंक्लूडिंग ग्रेविटी क्या होगा? ग्रेविटी आ गया, नॉर्मल रिएक्शन आ जाएगा और फ्रिक्शन आ जाएगा, which is going to act against the motion. That's the difference. Clear? Make sense? In the presence of gravity, this is what's going to happen. Vivek, correct answer. In the presence of gravity, this is going to happen. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
See, side view में तो gravity की direction नीचे की तरफ होगी, और टॉप व्यू में ग्रेविटी की डायरेक्शन है इनसाइड द स्क्रीन. मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा नहीं है, इट्स गोइंग इनसाइड द स्क्रीन, राइट. ये टॉप व्यू है तो इट्स गोइंग इनसाइड द स्क्रीन. साइड व्यू में मैंने लिख दिया. तो यहाँ पे डिफरेंस क्या होगा? कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होगा. डिफरेंस क्या होगा आपका? डिफरेंस आपका यही होगा कि कैलकुलेशन में थोड़ा सा फर्क आ जाएगा. तो इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी आपका क्या होगा? एक वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन में आपका एक वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन में जो है ये आ जाएगा बैलेंसिंग ऑफ फोर्सेस, ये Ng इज इक्वल टू mg आ जाएगा. दिस इज इट. ठीक है. इफ यू आर हैविंग ट्रबल विद दिस क्वेश्चन डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. थोड़ा सा वैसे भी इसका लेवल है, बट वी आर जस्ट कंसर्न विद द स्टेप्स. फॉलो द स्टेप्स एंड यू विल गेट द आंसर. ठीक है. एंड व्हाट इज द नेट फोर्स? व्हाट इज द नेट फोर्स इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी along the groove? Along the groove, F net is equal to m a naught. तो यहां पे क्या होगा? m a cos theta माइनस एफ ए माइनस एफ जी. दो चीजें इंक्लूड हो जाएंगी. माइनस एफ ए माइनस एफ जी इज इक्वल टू एम ए नॉट. यहां पे ग्रेविटी की वजह से फ्रिक्शन नहीं था, यहां पे ग्रेविटी की वजह से फ्रिक्शन आ गया. दैट्स इट. That's it. So m a cos theta minus mu f a. f a की वजह से क्या होगा? n a. तो mu m a sin theta हो जाएगा. ये mu n a और ये mu n g. Okay. So therefore m a cos theta minus mu n a is m a sin theta. m a sin theta minus mu n g is m g is equal to m a naught. ठीक है. m तो हो गया कैंसिल. हमें क्या चाहिए? a naught चाहिए. a naught is equal to a cos theta minus mu a sin theta minus mu g. ये तो हमने पहले से कैलकुलेट करके रखा हुआ है. what is a cos theta minus mu a sin theta? It is equal to 14 minus mu is equal to 2 by 5. 2 by 5 times 10 is equal to 4. So 14 minus 4 is equal to 10 meter per second square. So in the presence of gravity, friction will increase, because of which the answer in presence of G will be less. That's all. Calculations are not very difficult, but conceptually you will have to sort of spend some time figuring out how to sort of go about resolving the forces and looking at all the forces involved. थोड़ा सा आपको दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा, and try to incorporate all of that into a particular diagram so that you can understand where the forces are balanced, where there is an imbalanced force, and from the imbalanced force you apply the Newton's second law to come up with a force equation, and then you solve and satisfy all the criteria. ठीक है. Topics like these are important from exam perspective. In the last class we did questions on free body diagrams which exam में नहीं पूछेगा. मैंने आपको बताया भी था, you won't get those questions in the exam because they are very easy, they are standard cases, except for the static equilibrium. Static equilibrium TIFR में आया था, but ये इस तरह क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. ठीक है. This is a question that can come in TIFR, this is a question that can come in JAM, this is a question that can come in JEST. ऊपर तो हमने दो TIFR के क्वेश्चंस कर ही लिए. So I will give you some homework problems in today's class of different kinds of accelerating platforms. Please go through them, please solve them, practice it. The topic is very easy. You just have to apply sort of the steps involved in free body diagrams with the additional component, the additional thing of pseudo forces involved. That's it. If you are able to do that, these kinds of questions are not very difficult at all. Right now, I'm only going to restrict my discussion to fictitious forces in a straight line. Coriolis or centrifugal forces, abhi we won't discuss. We will discuss after rotation, which is at the end of the syllabus. Okay.